Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're breaking down the Chiefs' 17-10 win over the Los Angeles Chargers. While the score might not seem like a blowout, this game was a showcase of Kansas City's dominance. Sure, the Chargers were dealing with injuries, but the Chiefs can only play against the teams in front of them. And guess what? They've beaten everyone so far. With this victory, the Chiefs are now 4-0, one of the few undefeated teams in the league. Depending on how the Ravens-Bills game goes, the Bills might also be undefeated by the time you watch this. The Seahawks and Vikings are the only other teams yet to lose a game, so that's just 4 teams still perfect this season. Winning 4 straight games in the NFL isn't easy, but the Chiefs have managed to pull off all 4 wins by a single score. Even dating back to last season, they've been grinding out these close games, from the playoffs against the Bills and Ravens to their Super Bowl run. This team has that championship mentality. They know how to make plays when it matters most. Standout performances came from Xavier Worthy, Kareem Hunt, and Travis Kelce, while the defense was almost impossible to break through. Chris Jones was a monster on the field, constantly pressuring Herbert and making plays in the backfield. Herbert ended up with just 179 yards and a single touchdown, a stat line that Chiefs fans would love to see any day. The Chiefs completely shut down the Chargers' run game as well. J.K. Dobbins, who was leading the league in rushing before this week, was held to just 32 yards on 14 carries. Gus Edwards didn't fare much better, and overall, the Chargers struggled to make anything happen on the ground. On offense, the Chiefs showed some serious promise. Even though Rashee Rice went down with an injury, which we'll touch on in a bit, Kareem Hunt stepped up big time. He had 69 yards on 14 carries and looked explosive, like he did back in his rookie year in 2017. When Hunt first joined the practice squad, we didn't get to see much of him since the Chiefs went with other options. But now, without Isaiah Pacheco, Hunt is the next man up. Even when Pacheco returns, having a combination of Pacheco and Hunt could make the Chiefs' run game nearly unstoppable. The biggest highlight, though, Travis Kelce's bounce-back performance. He caught 7 passes for 89 yards and looked like his old self again. After a slow start to the season, many people were questioning if Kelce was past his prime. But this game proves that the old Kelce is still very much around. This was classic Travis Kelce. He was incredible. And honestly, if he had caught the 2 passes he usually makes, he would have easily gone over 100 yards. But hey, I'll take it. Xavier Worthy was also great. He had just 3 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown. It's similar to Week 1 where he didn't have many touches but made the most of every opportunity. His last catch sealed the game for the Chiefs by running down the clock so they could kneel it out. Plus, he had that deep 54-yard catch for a touchdown, despite being double-teamed. He just blew past the defense like it was nothing. Let's not kid ourselves. The Chiefs haven't looked their best overall. Their defense has been solid but not elite. Yet, from what I've seen, they've been playing fantastic football, and the win over the Chargers proved it. They haven't gotten much from Patrick Mahomes recently, but he showed up in this game. Even with an interception, Mahomes threw for 245 yards, extended plays, and spread the ball around to different receivers. It was probably his best game so far this season. Kareem Hunt also played a big role, with over 80 total yards, including 2 catches for 16 yards. He's stepping up, and I think this is just the beginning. Even though the Chargers were missing 2 starting offensive linemen, Derwin James and Joey Bosa, and Herbert was dealing with an ankle injury, it's still tough to win a divisional game on the road. The Chargers fought hard, but when it came down to crunch time, the Chiefs made the plays they needed. The Chargers had a chance to get the ball back, but on 3rd down, the Chiefs found Worthy for a huge play to keep possession. Then there's Harrison Butker, who made a field goal but also missed one from 55 yards out. But it's a game like this that the Chiefs needed. Worthy has been quiet except for the Ravens game, and Kelce hadn't been himself until now. Seeing both of them get going is a big relief. Unfortunately, the big downside from this game was Rashee Rice's injury. He got hurt diving for a fumble and could be out for the season. This is a guy who is at the top of the league in terms of yards and receptions, and he's been averaging 12 yards per catch. Rice looked poised to have a breakout year, and he was easily Mahomes' top target. He had an amazing rookie season, nearly hitting 1,000 yards, and just like that, he's potentially out. It's a devastating loss. Honestly, I would have rather lost this game and kept Rice healthy. I think every Chiefs fan would agree. It's tough because even though the Chiefs won, it almost feels like a loss with the possibility of Rashee Rice being out for the season. I really hope he recovers quickly. Even if he misses some time, that's fine, as long as he's able to come back healthy. And to be clear, I'm not even a Chiefs fan. I'm actually a Colts fan. But I never want to see a talented young player like Rice suffer an injury. The Chiefs have been dominating in this era, but no one wants to see a player go down, especially someone like Rice, who was off to such a strong start this year. Rice was practically unguardable through the first 3 weeks. With everything he's been through, including the off-season issues, it was great to see him bounce back and grow as a player. I'll keep you guys updated on his status, but it doesn't look good at the moment. Aside from the injury, though, you have to give credit to the Chiefs' defense for stepping up and dominating the trenches. Chris Jones was a force, and the defense overall was solid. Offensively, the Chiefs struggled a bit. Mahomes got sacked 3 times, and the Chargers' defense did a good job of mixing up coverages and confusing him. Even without a couple of their top players, the Chargers' defense put up a fight and managed to slow the Chiefs down. But here's the thing. I believe the next game will be the one where we see the Chiefs finally unleash that vintage dominant performance we're used to. They'll be playing the New Orleans Saints at home, and I think that's the perfect game for them to make a statement. The Saints have lost a few games in a row, and while they started the season strong, they haven't been able to keep it up. Week 5 could be when the Chiefs show everyone why they're 4-0, even if they haven't been playing their best football yet. After the Saints, they have a bye week and then face the 49ers and Raiders, 2 huge games for them. Mahomes has never lost to the 49ers, and I'm sure he's got that Raiders game circled on his calendar after what happened during training camp when a Raiders player mocked him with that Kermit puppet thing. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs steamroll the Saints, go 5-0, take their bye week, and come back even stronger. It's frustrating because they just keep winning, even when they're not playing to their full potential. But that's what makes them a great team. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys.